Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will see static data members in C++. So in C++ class we can use static variables also. So how to use static variables in C++ class? This we will see in today's lecture. So before that, let us see characteristics of static data members. It is initialized to 0 when the first object of its class is created. Means if you are having static variable as a member of your class and when you are creating object of that class, so you may create many number of objects of one class, but when first object is created at that time, static variable will get initialized to 0. Only one copy of that member, that is static member, is created for the entire class and is shared by all the objects of that class, no matter how many objects are created. This characteristic is very important. So even though you have created many more objects for one class, so whatever the static variable is available in that class, its only one copy will be available and same copy or same static variable will get shared among all the objects whatever you have created. So here is dynamic representation. Let us consider that our count is static variable and this static variable is written in class, and for that class three objects are created, object 1, 2 and 3. So all these three objects will share same static variable whatever it is. So that means it is not like usual data member. So usual data member will have different values in different object, but static data member, static variable will have same value by even though you are using from different objects, because only one copy of static variable is available. Memory is getting shared, just like function memory is getting shared. So as it is associated with class only, it is not associated with object, it is associated with class, so that it is called as class variable. So program also we will see in that this diagram we can explain more. So third characteristic, it is visible within the class but its lifetime is the entire program. So definitely our static variable is now becoming a member of our class. So it is visible within the class, but up for entire program it will be available. So lifetime is the entire program. So if you are going to declare static variable in class, it must be defined outside the class also. So the syntax or the general form to define static variable is data type of static variable, one space, class name in which it is declared, scope resolution, and name of static variable, that is static data member name, end with semicolon. By using this form, by using this syntax, we have to define our static variable for in a program. So let's see one small program where we have used static variable within class. So in this program for static class member, so I am giving class name as number. So in that I have declared one variable count which is static. So count is integer and which is declared as static. Static is a keyword. So static int count. So the main whenever you are using any static variable, remember when the first object of that class is created, automatically count will get or the static member will get initialized to 0 No other initialization is possible for static variable for static data member. So our count is static. So static int count, static is keyword, it must be written in small case. So int, again our keyword for integer, so static space int space count. This is declaration of static variable, so count is static now. Int n, I am taking one simple data member, that is n of type integer. In public section, I am using one method called as get data. So void get data argument int a. So whatever the argument a I am taking, I am assigning it to n. So n equals to a. My function definition is n equals to a and count plus plus. So whatever the value of count will be there, so last value of the count will get increased by 1. So we want to display value of count also. So for that, here one method is written, void get count. So count cout equals to /n, count equals to count. So count we are going to display. So here is end of our class, closing curly brace with semicolon. So as we have used static variable, the static variable must be defined outside the class. So here is the definition. Int, data type of static count was int. So int data type, one space, class name is number. So number, scope resolution, static variable name is count, and end with semicolon. So int number, scope resolution, count. This is count defined. So now we have to write main function, and here we will create object and we will see working of this static variable. Here I am going to create three objects of type number. So number, x, y, z, count. So when first object x is created, immediately our count, which is a static variable, it will become 0. It will get initialized to 0. So we are having three objects x, y and z. Same copy of count is available for x as well as for y as well as for z. So all these three objects sharing the same copy of count, that is static variable. Cout before passing data to any object. So before passing data to any object, we will display value of count, and so for that, get count, which is a member function of our number class that we are calling with different object. So x dot get count, y dot get count, z dot get count. So even though the method three times I am calling method, but every time it is going to print value of our count, and count is getting shared by objects x, y and z. So after that we will, so as when first time when the object is created x, as I just said, initialize count will get initialized to 0. So by using x dot get count, whenever we are calling get count method, we will simultaneously have the code here. So when get count is get called, so here what will happen, count value will get print, and so value of count by using x dot get count, it will print as 0. Then by using y dot get count one more time, it will print value of count, again it is 0. And by using z dot get count, again it will print value of count, and one more time value of count will be 0. So one after another, three zeros will be printed, count equals to 0, again count equals to 0, again count equals to 0 at the time of display. So here I add CLR SCR to clear our screen at the time of display. Okay. So x dot get data 10. Get data 10. Get data is another member function that we are calling by using object x. So x dot get data we are passing argument as 10. So that means by using x object we are calling this get data method, and here our a value is nothing but 10 now. So that means value of n is 10 and count is increased by 1. Last value of count was 0. Now new value of count will be 0 plus 1, that is 1. I write here 0 plus 1 equals to 1. Count is incremented by 1. Okay. So after this we are using y object y dot get data in bracket 20. We are calling get data for object y and passing value as 20. So again it will execute now get data method, but now it is executing get data method for object y. So for y parameter is 20, n of object y, that is data of object y will become now 20 is 20. After that again it is increasing value of count by 1, so count plus plus, that is equals to 2. So count value is updated. So no matter by using which object you are accessing the count variable, every time it is referring the same copy of static variable count. So after passing data to two objects, again we will print value of count by using getCount method. So x dot getCount, y dot getCount and z dot getCount means here this getCount method we will execute by using first x object. So when it is called x dot getCount, it will print value of count and the last value of count was 2. Then after that it will call y dot count and y dot count, that means again y dot get count, and for that again value of count will get print, it is still 2. When it is called z dot get count, again one more time it will print count value and that is still 2 because it is getting shared among all objects. So after that, after printing this updated count values by using different objects, here we just want to show what are the count value will be there, what are the count variable we are using as static. It is getting shared by number of objects. A single copy exists over there. For that the program is written. Now we excuse me. Now we will call getData method by using z object. So z dot getData we are passing parameter as 30. So here value of a will now become 30. Value of a is 30 now. So that means value of n for object z is 30. Count will get increased again by 1. So 2 plus 1 equal to 3. So updated value of count is 3. 3 objects are created. Updated value of count is 3. So after that we will again print, after passing data to 3 objects, again we will print value of getCount by using x, y and z object. So x dot getCount, y dot getCount and z dot getCount. So that means here we have to pass, we have to get values by when we execute x dot getCount. The last value of count, that is 3, will get, last value was 3, so 3 will get printed. When we call y dot get count, one more time value of count is printed, that is 3. When we call z dot get count, one more time value of count will get print and it is 3. So output will be count equals to 3, count equals to 3 and count equals to 3 on your output screen. Then get ch and we end main function. So I save this and I compile and execute. So see, before passing data to any object, count value was 000 as we have written. After passing data to two objects, count equals to 2, count equals to 2, count equals to 2. And after passing data to three objects, values of count is count equals to 3, count equals to 3 and count equals to 3. That means only one copy of count, that is our static variable, exists no matter from which object you are accessing that static variable. That was the aim only. So same result we are getting 000, 222 and 333. Our expected results are verified. So again we will see one more time this diagram. So here that count static variable we are using, only one copy of static variable count is exist. So we have created three objects. Let us consider this is my x object, this is y object and this is z object. Every object will have data member, that is integer n. So object 1 n was 10, object 2 n was 20, object 3 n was 30. For n, separate memory allocation is done for objects 1, 2 and 3, but all these objects sharing the memory allocated for the static variable count. So only one copy of static variable exists for a class for all the objects whatever you are going to create. For one static variable, only one copy exists for all the number of objects whatever you are going to create for that class. I hope you understood. Thank you. Thanks for watching.